All right, I'm going to introduce the big boss right now. I've been calling him Dick Bennett all day, so thinking basketball, I guess. Please welcome from the Wausau Central Wisconsin Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Executive Director, Mr. Dick Barrett.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. We're going to have a great time. We got some good things planned for everybody. It's great to see everybody in one of our nicest days of the year. Thank you for bringing all the nice weather with you. What I want to do is I want to start out basically just acknowledging my staff itself. You know, we're a small staff, but we get a lot of things done, I feel, and they're great to work with. If they can stand, I can't see anybody in the audience because of the bright light, so if you can stand, you can take a look. First one is Scott Legal. He's basically our event management person on the staff. He helped put all the stuff together tonight. Carly Hanny, she's basically our sales manager for events, for conventions and meetings. Kent Perrin, our marketing director. Rebecca Bratton is basically our marketing assistant and graphic artist. Nick Ockwig, it's funny because we mistyped his name and had Ickwig before, but it's Ockwig. He's basically the director for the Badger State Games. Jody McGuire, she's basically our office manager. You met her probably at the table when you came in. Jim Boehm, he basically handles all our racks in town that we have for our flyers and cards. And we can't forget Mike Hartwig, and he basically joined us a little over around a year ago. In fact, we introduced him last year at it, and he's basically works on our data and on our computer systems. But now we can't forget some of the important people that help us make this whole thing work, and that's our board of directors. And our president is here tonight, Brian Scholes. He's in the back right there. I can even see him now. I don't know if Nick is here yet or not, but Nick Patel is our vice president. I don't know if he's going to stand there tonight. I think something came up, he called. Our treasurer is Steve Cron, and our secretary, Dennis Richmond. He's here, I know that. He's standing right there in front. One of our directors is the Robert Milkey. I think everybody might know him. Right there, the mayor of Wausau. Another director, Gayleen Roden from Rib Mountain. Another director, and he's going to entertain us a little bit tonight, is Mitch Vigut. Pam Hayroth, another director. And she could not make it this evening. Then I remember talking to Dave Torkel. He's here from the Everest Inn. Vicki Bauman from Granite Peak. And Tim Vandigak from Godorsey Properties. Now it's time to thank our sponsors for tonight. We had their logos flashing on there, but we had a lot of fun putting this one together. I noticed a nice, beautiful bar done by Travis Hoffman. I don't know if Travis is here. He should be around someplace with them, Stam. And he has the Traveling Pub, but he also owns Elite Cabinetry. Then we got John and Angie, who furnished the airport for us, and their Shamil, and the flying service. And that's his beautiful plane in the back. And please, everybody try to get a photo taken with the plane. It's a once in a lifetime to have a nice tail dragger like that hanging here. Then we got the Mint Cafe. I think most of you heard of it because you ate the food tonight. They do a fantastic job. And the graciousness of Jeff Thielen tonight, he, I'm going to mispronounce his name because he told me to correct it later. But anyway, from Channel 7, he offered him for us to be our host to the speaker tonight. And our wine on the table, I hope you're enjoying it. It's from the Little Old Winemaker. And the beer from Bull Falls Brewery. And all this beautiful sound we're getting, and videos, is coming from the Wausau Area Access Media. We got Chris in back there. He's hiding behind the curtain. He's behind curtain number 1. And our furniture tonight that was given to us by Furniture and Appliance Mart. And then we got a lot of the supplies tonight also from Triggs Grocery. So, now, if I can find this other piece here, I want to talk about a couple of things. You know, our community, we're very fortunate to have what we have in our community. And the first one I'm going to mention too is basically you know, our own efforts with the Wausau Central Wisconsin Sports Authority and the CVB. You know, we won the Service Excellence Award from the governor from the state of Wisconsin, Governor Walker at the time, a couple years back. And we're very proud of that because we are in the service industry, and we want to basically represent Wausau and its communities as well as we possibly can. We also, that following year, we won the Sports Initiative of the Year nationally by the National Association of Sports Commissions. So, you know, like you see on TV all the time, you see the things keep on repeating. Well, I'm repeating it because it's something we're very proud of. But we have a lot more than that. The Lee Yawkey Woodson Museum was recognized nationally. I'm sorry, I'm kind of stuttering on some of this stuff, but Kathy, why don't you stand? What they have done, no, she doesn't want to stand now, but if it comes from one of our sporting events or some other events that we do, like the Ginseng Festival or whatever, these people have a great opportunity to visit these beautiful attractions. We also have the Grand Theater. I know Sean's right here in front. They were recognized 5th worldwide as a theater. Now the big one, and I think I say the big one because Blake, where are you? You got to stand up on this one. This is for the Wausau River District. Just was recognized, been awarded the National Great American Main Street Award in Seattle, Washington. What a great opportunity for all the events or things that we have in this community that we have the opportunity to promote. The idea that we each have our own little division, so to speak, or little things we have to do to try to make everything work together. But it's nice when the Sports Authority basically done their aspect of it, of bringing people to the community. But when they get here, we hear the great responses from people. I didn't know Wausau had this much. I didn't think that downtown was so beautiful. All the things we have here, but we take for granted. Well, we're going to keep on trying to promote that and to bring that along. So anyway, you're going to see some slides as I go along. And the first I'm going to talk about for tonight, just on our part, what we have accomplished in the last year or years that I'd like to bring out. So Chris will go to the next one. Who's benefiting from our programs? Well, first of all, I'll let you know that we deal with or work with 58 nonprofit clubs and organizations that benefit from our programs, such as in the Batter State Games. You know, we have a small staff, as I just introduced everybody about, but we couldn't do all those events. We coordinate along with 58 different organizations to run these events. And our model, which made it so successful, is that these events produce money for their clubs. And that money is used, if it's for figure skating, to help pay for their ice, or hockey for their ice, or the Wausau Wrestling Club, or whatever it is, whatever club, they're the ones that benefit the most out of this. So what you're doing, if by participating in the event, you're helping your own clubs and hopefully having a good time at the same time. That represents over 43,600 community citizens that we have in our community that basically benefit out of our programs. You know, if it might be little Johnny in the softball or baseball, you know, maybe it helps them be able to go to a tournament or whatever it is. These people are making them, the associations are basically collecting dollars that go in their pocket based on our model. Majority of all the profits are given to the nonprofits, other nonprofits. Just to put it in perspective, that's 35.8% of all residents in Marathon County that are benefit from our programs. And 44 businesses that we associate with and putting these events on, and we use 27 different venues to put these programs. Now, we're gonna run quickly through a couple of these things, but I want to show you who those people are that basically over the years that we've worked with. I know it's very small on the print on the screens, but if Chris can actually just keep up and going because it's several pages long, and we'll get through those. Just to give you an example of who we all work with to be able to do these events. We'll give you some other stats here in a little bit here too about it. because we're leading up to our awards program tonight, and the awards are basically of all the other things in the community to help bring tourists to our market. Give you an example, we have tonight with us Ann Sainer. She is the Deputy Secretary for the Wisconsin Department of Tourism, and through that department, we basically received, over the years, 16 grants. And of that, $368,000 that we've received from the state of Wisconsin. And that'll be from the GEM grants to the historical, Ready, Set, Go grants and other grants they have for different cultures and so on and so forth. Of that, the economic impact produced by those grants was $16,900,000 that our community benefit out of those grant programs. That's almost a $46 return on every dollar that we got from the state. So that's what makes those grant programs so beneficial. Now, the next one is basically the grants that from our sports authority, and I got to thank our municipalities for believing in us in the very beginning back in 2010 when we basically wanted to keep the dollars that were invested at that time in the Badger State games. We were paying, I think, $75,000 a year to be a host community. Within a year, they basically went belly up, and we actually bought it and resurfaced it. But the Sports Authority was designed to offer grants for associations and clubs and that stuff to be able to afford to put the event on. A good example is the Mountain Bay soccer that's going to be featured next weekend or 2 weekends from now. We basically, the last 2 years, been 128 teams. We invested over $45,000 in that tournament in the very beginning, just to attract people coming. The first 2 years, I think we only had 14 and 28 teams respectively that participated. The very first year, not one team even paid to get in. We begged them to come. But this program, the way it's designed, is that we guarantee those clubs, otherwise they'd be bankrupt and they wouldn't be doing it. We guarantee them that they're going to make a profit. And that's why I say $45,000 invested. Those clubs walked out with money in their pocket. We paid for get the tournament up and get it going. And now it's one of the largest tournaments in the state of Wisconsin, 128 teams. That is fantastic. The Silver Blades Figure Skating Club is their largest thing. They're doing over 500 figure skaters come in every year for that program. But anyway, we invested to date $438,800 into these programs and grants. Our economic impact of those things, and we try to keep track, and we use the state numbers. We're not making these numbers up. And let you know, I've never changed, just about 10 years, never changed up the so-called money that is tabulated in this rate, moved it up at all. We left it alone in the last 10 years, so these dollars are new dollars all the time. $89,900,000 over the 9 years of the Sports Authority. That's a return on the investment that we received on the Sports Authority of almost $205 per dollar invested. So we'll gladly invest in our community, and I think a lot of people should. And we're very happy, just past month, we launched our Mean Business program. It took us 4.5 years to get that off the ground. It's not nobody's fault or anything that took so long. It's just that the government decided to change the tax law. So there was a lot of things up in the air for the room tax, but we got it worked out. Our communities are behind it. And they launched a new program. We have $82,000 in the kitty to be able to offer a grant program for bringing meetings and conferences to the community. So we're getting that. And I've already talked to 2 different groups already that want to bring a conference to the area. One is a very nice size, and we hope we'll be able to put that together. So that's what we're doing. Like I said, I don't want to take a lot of time tonight because we have a lot of things going, but we want to continue to develop new programs to drive travelers to visit our area. Let them see the beautiful assets that we do have here. In recent years, it has totaled over 89,000 visitors annually. Shortly, you will meet some of the dedicated businesses, people, and volunteers that strive to make Wausau, Central Wisconsin, the sports and recreation capital of the Midwest. But I also want to mention, too, that we have some great entertainment by a local man, and he's going to help us out tonight. And I wanted to make sure that slide gets up there. I think it's the next one. With Johnny and the Motones, Mitch Viegut. and he's going to basically go from this point. But I want to thank again everybody for coming, and we'd like to share more information with you. Anything you ever want, let us know, and we have some good things for you to plan this evening. I'm not going to take everybody's time because we've got a lot of awards tonight from some very great people. Thank you very much.
A little Johnny Carson theme. How about a hand for Dick doing a great job? Woohoo! I love it in Wisconsin. I love it in Wisconsin. I love it in Wisconsin. It's my favorite place to be. Come on, Mr. Taylor. You're the one on TV. Come on, Mr. Taylor. You're the one on TV. Tales about Wisconsin is my favorite place to be. See, I love it in Wisconsin. 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 It's my favorite place to be. Where's Mr. Jeff Taylor? We're going to bring him up on the stage to get this show started. Hey, Jeff, can you...
Yes, sir.
We love it in Wisconsin like everybody around here. So if I sing it to you, can you sing it back to us?
I don't know.
Hey! And Jeff, can you help us out here?
I can give it a try. It might not be pretty.
So I say I love it in Wisconsin, and you sing it back to the band. I love it in Wisconsin.
Love it in Wisconsin.
I 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 love it in Wisconsin.
Love it in Wisconsin.
I love it in Wisconsin. It's my favorite place to be. We can't hear you though. One more time. I love it in Wisconsin. 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 It's my favorite place to be. Take it away, Johnny Carson, Jeff Taylor.
Nice.
Woo-hoo.
Nicely done. I wouldn't have eaten that big meal if I'd known I was going to sing here tonight. Thank you very much, sir. One more round of applause. How y'all doing tonight? How about that meal, huh? Can't go wrong with the mint. I was telling Ann Sayers, you got to stop at the mint if you come to Wausau. So we're going to have some fun tonight. Speaking of Ann Sayers, we're going to get started with her. She is the Deputy Secretary of the Department of Tourism. Let me read this bio. This bio is like 5 pages long. This is impressive. Before I call you up here, okay? Deputy Secretary Ann Sayers is an experienced organizational administrator and marketing professional who has spent close to 20 years motivating citizens to enjoy, promote, and protect Wisconsin's natural resources. An Alaska native by way of Oklahoma and Oregon, Sayers came to Wisconsin to attend UW-Madison, go Badgers. After earning a degree in international relations, geography, and environmental studies, Sayers chose to make Wisconsin her permanent home. For nearly 2 decades, Sarah served in leadership roles with a variety of nonprofit organizations, including the Nature Conservancy, Wisconsin Conservation Voters, and International Crane Foundation. If you've ever not been there, you got to check it out. It's very cool. With most of her career spent in the dual positions of deputy director and chief marketer, Sarah's strength is keeping organizations on mission, on budget, and on brand. Her infectious enthusiasm for marketing and communications led her to start her own consulting firm called Oh Hello, LLC. She has authored an award-winning annual report, managed a $1 million social media campaign, been a national spokesperson for the Great Lakes Compact, and even helped design a Muppet for the Jim Henson Company. Now, if that ain't cool, I don't know what is. Yeah, that deserves a round of applause. In 2019, Ann was appointed the Deputy Secretary of the Wisconsin Department of Tourism, where she combines her love for marketing, organizational management, outdoor recreation, and all things Wisconsin. Ann currently chairs the development committee of Groundswell Conservancy and sits on the board of visitors at UW-Madison's Nelson Institute. She and her husband Jason live in Cross Plains, where they spend their free time enjoying local dog parks, hiking public trails, and supporting independent music. And a little birdie tells me they just adopted a puppy, as if she wasn't busy enough. Please welcome, give a big round of applause, a Wausau round of applause for Deputy Secretary Ann Sayers. Thank you.
Well, he didn't have to read all of that, but thank you, Jeff. It's so wonderful to be here tonight. Thank you for having me. I want to extend a very special thank you to Dick Barrett for the invitation, and to all of you who are connected to Wausau South Central Convention and Visitors Bureau. Everything you do every day contributes to the community that we get to enjoy and the economy that serves us, so thank you so much for that. I'm going to try to play it kind of cool tonight, but I'm really excited about Tony Butala, so let's just all try to be cool. But when I told my mother that I got to share a stage with Tony tonight, you should have heard the screaming. I had the phone out this far. It was a lot of excitement. I grew up with the Letterman, and this is really a wonderful honor. I arrived in Wausau a little bit early today so I could get to see a couple of the attractions that we talk so much about, and I stopped at the Lee Yawkey Woodson Art Museum, and oh my gosh, I have to thank Kathy and her staff for a wonderful afternoon. What an incredible resource that is to have here. I also was able to go to the Hmong American Center and present a GEM grant. As Dick mentioned earlier, this is a big part of what the Wisconsin Department of Tourism does, is offer funds into local communities to help attract more tourists to the area, and we're so happy to see what the Hmong Wausau Festival has been able to do. 8,000 to 10,000 attendees every year, so that's wonderful. It's been a really great day, and now I get to be with you, and that's awesome. So I thought I would spend my time tonight telling you a little bit more about myself, although Jeff really covered that ground, and then also about the new secretary designee, Sarah Meany, as well as our take on the state of Wisconsin tourism and what we think we see as opportunities ahead of us. So you heard that I grew up in an oil family, and so we moved a lot. I lived in Oklahoma and Oregon and Alaska. I'd actually never been to Wisconsin in my life before showing up for the UW-Madison. And I think, I don't know, I was 18 years old. I don't know what my decision-making process was. It was something like the Badgers had just won the Rose Bowl. I had a lot of warm clothing. I wanted to live near water, blah, blah, blah. Now I live in Madison, and I still do, or just outside. And I love it. And I have to tell you, the first day I arrived in Wisconsin, I loved it. And so after earning those degrees in natural resource-based studies, I decided I wasn't ready to leave. So I took that first job at the Nature Conservancy, and it turns out that that is just it was a perfect first job, because as part of the orientation, they really introduced me to my home state. So I got to go to the southwest corner of the state and see the native cactus. Did you know that we have cactus in Wisconsin that grows naturally? We do. I crawled over the rocks of the Baraboo Hills. I got to boat through the wild rice paddies at Lake Superior. I visited Door County. I got to experience the native prairies of southeast Wisconsin and all points in between. And at that point, I was pretty much sold. That job kicked off what ended up being about a 20-year career in nonprofit management, where I was often playing, as we do in nonprofit, two roles, deputy director and some sort of marketing and communications role. So yes, I like to say that my superpower is keeping organizations on brand, on message, on budget, and on time. And I think that there's probably cooler superpowers, but that's mine. And since January, I've been using it to benefit tourism through the Wisconsin Department of Tourism. If you haven't already met Secretary-designee Sarah Meany, I know that you soon will. And I think that you'll love her as much as I do. She's a really impressive person and a kind person to boot. She comes to this job with experience on the marketing agency side of tourism and hospitality. She's worked with Visit Orlando, the Wyoming Office of Tourism, the Dominican Republic Ministry of Tourism, Fun Jet Vacations, United Airline Vacations, and on and on. She's run her own PR company, and most recently was the executive director of Milwaukee Film. So she said I could say this, but she is a self-professed data nerd. So that means she's asking the question, why, quite a bit. And that curiosity led her to really dig into our own state's numbers and those of our neighbors and the rest of the country to help kind of paint a picture of where we currently stand and what opportunities lie ahead of us. The good news is it's all good news. I don't have any bad news to report this evening. We were so lucky to walk into an agency that is comprised of, seriously, down to the individual, talented, dedicated professionals. They are so dedicated to what they do. They know what they're doing. They know why they do it. And we're very lucky to be a part of an agency like that. We're exceptionally grateful to the past leaders of the agency, including Secretary Klett and Deputy Secretary Clavis. The foundation of Wisconsin tourism is strong. So we have the luxury of now focusing on building and figuring out where we go from here. So here's where we're at. Tourism is Wisconsin's third largest industry. It generates more than $20.6 billion in revenue each year, offsetting each household in Wisconsin's tax burden by $632. The tourism industry supports 195,000 jobs. And my favorite stat, for every dollar invested in tourism, we receive a $7 return on investment, 7 to 1. That's pretty good. And with your variety of offerings here in Wausau, you know the benefits of tourism firsthand, especially because you are so strong in so many areas, from sports, leisure, travel, and meetings and conventions. So we all in this room understand how important this industry is. So I want to tell you a little bit about when we look at the data a little deeper, we discover more opportunities. And that's what has me really excited. So while our visitor rate grows every year, and growth is good, our rate of growth in Wisconsin is actually slower than the rest of the country. We're 10% behind the US average growth rate. And just for comparison's sake, I'll mention that Michigan is outpacing the national average by 48%. So what that means is that while the United States tourism pie is getting larger, Wisconsin's piece of that pie isn't growing at the same rate. And we all want more pie, right? So the data points to some potential opportunities for getting that done. Right now, we are overly reliant on folks driving into the state. We're also overly reliant on visitors who are 65 years and older. In fact, we lag in millennial travel by 22%. So that's something that we'd like to focus on, especially because we have so much in the way of things millennials are looking for, like those experiential opportunities in travel. And then when we look at the direct flight markets, this is talking about places like, I don't know yet, but maybe it's Tucson or Fort Lauderdale or Dallas, and telling those travelers, Wisconsin's a great place to be when it's too hot down there. Come visit us in the summer. It's easy to fly into Madison, Milwaukee, Twin Cities, or any of our local airports, and rent a car, find public transportation, and build out an itinerary that gets you out into Wisconsin, experiencing what it is that all of us love so much and what travelers are looking for. We think another huge opportunity exists around outdoor recreation. It is the #1 reason people choose to visit Wisconsin. This is our niche in the market, and we feel we can squeeze even more out of it. Frankly, if we don't Minnesota and Michigan will. They are eyeing our market share in this department, and we need to fight to both keep it and grow it. With Granite Creek, Sylvan Hill, Rib Mountain, and more, Wausau is perfectly poised to benefit from this approach. Minnesota and Michigan's strategic plans are publicly available, so yes, I read them. And I can tell you that they are targeting our travelers. They're trying to get them to go to their states rather than getting them to visit the Grand Theater or have a beer at the Red Eye or stay at the Jefferson Street Inn. We can make up ground by continuing to develop new ways to do better with what we have, and we will do that. But it's really hard to deny that budgets don't have a huge role to play. Our current budget is $15.5 million at the Department of Tourism. Minnesota's is 19. Illinois, 30 million. And Michigan is 37 million. So you can see why we've been advocating for an infusion of resources here in Wisconsin, and we are thrilled that the governor has proposed an additional $5.1 million in marketing over the next biennium. Now, the budget has a really long way to go before it's real, but we're hopeful that decision makers will see this proposal not as an expense, but as the investment that all of us know it to be. So I can't leave you tonight without first issuing the same curiosity challenge that Secretary-designee Meany issued at WIGCOT. I know some of you were there, but for those of you who weren't, I want to reiterate that we're challenging each tourism industry professional in Wisconsin to stay overnight somewhere in Wisconsin that you've never been before as a tourist sometime this year. I love this challenge because it asks us to stoke and follow our own curiosity. We ask our target audiences to do that every day, but it's not often that we stop and we ask ourselves to identify a few days on our calendar where we and our families can take off of work and get out there, and then ask ourselves, what is it we want to do? What new thing do we want to experience? The process of thinking through something like this helps us to better understand how our potential tourists make their own travel decisions, but it also gives us a new perspective of our industry and the responsibilities of each of our colleagues across the state. So we're encouraging you to take some time for yourself. I know you deserve it. I know you're working too much. I know you have vacation days that you're not using. So take some time, approach your trip as a traveler, and consider it too from the point of view from a local tourism professional from that selected destination who has to market that area and its offerings every day. And then be sure to send us a postcard and tell us about your experience. We're hoping by the time we have WIGCOT next year, which is the first week of March, that we'll have more than 800 postcards from travel industry professionals explaining what they did, what they liked about it, and what they learned. So send that postcard in. So I am going to wrap up because we have a really exciting agenda, and I have an album to get signed for Mom. But I can't close without thanking each and every one of you for your dedication to this work of travel and tourism. It is so important, so thank you. And I offer my sincerest congratulations on behalf of the Department of Tourism to each of tonight's award winners. I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you again for having me. Thank you, Dick. Thank you, Jeff. And thanks to all of you.
Hang on, please don't go. The reason you heard the Johnny Carson theme before is we're gonna do our own little Tonight Show here tonight. I'm gonna ask you a few questions, okay? If that's okay. Should we go sit down like we're Johnny and one of his guests? Grab the microphone. So now I heard during your speech there, I need to take more 4-day weekends because it's good for the state's economy,
Yes,
right?
it is. Please do.
Did you all hear that?
Well,
All right.
it's some day when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Oh, but you're lovely with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft.
Okay.
There is nothing for me but to love you just the way you look tonight.
Nicely done. Now, and before we get to the question and answer with you, we're going to bring the other guest up here tonight as well, if that's okay. Yeah. And you can get your album autographed.
Sounds great.
I could read this whole bio, but Mr. Butala, this might take us like 20 more minutes, so this is really impressive, sir. But let me read just a couple of things here. Tony Butala, the original founding member of the Letterman, has been singing professionally since the age of 7. The Letterman toured with, listen to these names: George Burns, Jack Benny, Bob Hope, Bill Cosby, performing on bills with Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Jackie Gleason, Jerry Lewis, Dean Martin, Jimmy Durante, Debbie Reynolds, Sam Cooke, and Sammy Davis Jr., and he appeared on television shows including The Ed Sullivan Show, The Red Skelton Show. Remember that show? Oh, that was a good show. I remember that one. The Hollywood Palace. The Letterman, of which he is a founding father, had 200 appearances on Dick Clark's American Bandstand. He was also interviewed by Johnny Carson, Mike Douglas, Merv Griffin, Jack Parr, Milton Berle, Steve Allen, Dinah Shore, and others through the 60s and 70s. The Letterman toured Japan, the Philippines, China, Thailand, Singapore, Korea, Hong Kong, Germany, France, South America, Canada, Mexico, and even Saudi Arabia. They have sung and recorded in more than 14 languages and have received 18 gold records internationally. Mr. Butala is a member of the Vocal Group Hall of Fame and the Hit Parade Hall of Fame. Please welcome, we are so tickled to have one of the Lettermen with us here tonight, Tony Butala. Got the mic over here. How you doing, sir? Come on up. Have a seat next to this young lady here.
Your mic.
I think, is my mic on? Hello? Yes, thank you very much for having me. I'm excited and thrilled to be here, back in the state where I've lived for the last 25 plus years in Wisconsin.
Welcome to both of you. I'm going to start with Tony, okay? That's okay?
Yeah, please. Please do.
Of all those places, you just heard me tick off 12, 13, 20 different places you've toured. Does one story stick out in your memory of something crazy or fun or interesting happening at one of those places?
I've been thinking about that for the last couple hours, and besides going to Langley Air Force Base in Virginia and being invited to go up in an F-105 fighter and being in the second seat, I was up there for about an hour doing barrel rolls and upside down. We took off straight. There was someone on the aircraft carrier, so my pilot, who was my host, he said, "We got to go straight up." I said, "What does that mean?" Well, I sat in the second seat of this jet, and all of a sudden, there we are. In 3 seconds, we were 10,000 feet above the earth. I haven't recovered yet. But anyway, with the stories with Letterman, with all the people you mentioned we worked with, I'm a blessed man to be getting paid in a business to do what I would pay someone to let me do.
How about all those amazing people you've toured with, you've been interviewed by? Does a memory stick out from one of those people?
Oh, yeah. Well, the first time we were on Ed Sullivan's show, he's notorious for, we're just one new act with a couple hit records, and Ed Sullivan was he wasn't a rock and roller. He was the toast of, the New York. Mm-hmm. And so he introduced us as, ladies and gentlemen, 3 young men who got their letters. He almost introduced us as the 4 freshmen. But anyway, that was Ed Sullivan. But we appeared on his show a few times afterwards. He became a big fan.
Well, we can see why. It's good stuff. Let me ask Ann a question here. You talked about the Office of Outdoor Recreation. Tell us a little bit more about that. What's the goal of that organization?
Yes, well, I feel badly taking up any Tony time, but let's talk about the Office of Outdoor Recreation because it's pretty exciting. So this was proposed in the governor's budget. So again, it has a ways to go. The budget process in Wisconsin is rough. We won't expect to see results until June or July, but we're very excited about this proposal. We know that outdoor recreation is the #1 reason people choose to come to Wisconsin. So #1, non-marketable reason, you have a cousin, you're coming for a wedding, visiting family, we can't market to those folks. 42% of people come for that. 41% come for outdoor recreation opportunities. So with the Office of Outdoor Recreation, what we're hoping to do is better unite ourselves. We have all the right components. We have businesses and outfitters, we have nonprofit organizations, and we have multiple state agencies who care a lot about this. But we have sort of a leadership role in uniting those folks that's empty right now. And so that's what the Office of Outdoor Recreation would do. It would unite those factors and help really shine a spotlight on what we have to offer, how we talk about it, who we talk to about it, and how we start attracting more and more people. When I say that it's the #1 marketable reason, we know that of the people who come here. We don't have stats on the people who don't come here. So we need to go talk to them. We need to find them, and we need to tell them about all the amazing things that you can do here in Wisconsin. And the last point on that is people often ask me, what do you mean by outdoor recreation? So whatever your question is, I mean yes. The answer is yes. It's golf, it's hunting, it's fishing, it's snowshoeing, it's bicycling, it's hiking, it's everything. All of those things are what create the fabric of Wisconsin and what we all love about it and what our visitors love about it.
Thank you. Yeah. Tony, you've traveled for 58 years. How has it changed back in, what's 58 years ago? 1950-something, 1960-something to today. How has travel changed?
Travel has changed, thank goodness, for the better. Back in the old days, we had our cars and a bus, and we'd go around the country. There are no interstate highways. Ooh. 2-lane highways at the most across this country. We're doing college concerts, maybe about 100 a year. And there are no Holiday Inn chains, no Best Western chains. There are mama and papa, they call them auto courts. So we'd pull in these little towns looking for an auto. There was no computers. So you couldn't tell until you got there as to what you're going to find. So often, the 3 Lettermen, we stayed in our cars. We slept in our cars for the first couple of years. Well, every couple of days when we couldn't find a mama, a papa motel. Mm-hmm. So things have gotten way better for the travelers. And by the way, one more little applause for Wisconsin. Wisconsin was one of the first states to employ the interstate highway system. And they had so many early completions of the interstate highway system. So thank goodness for Wisconsin. They're cutting edge of the interstate highway.
You had to sleep in your car even after the hits started rolling in for you guys.
Oh yeah, because you had hits in New York and LA and Chicago, but in Podunk, Iowa, they didn't know. They knew you, but that didn't mean they had a motel. So
gotcha.
But see, we enjoyed every minute of it because we were getting paid to do what we enjoyed doing.
Well, your fans enjoyed it very much too. Holy Harmony's Batman, huh?
Thank you.
Let me just ask you one more. Of all the you live in Manitowoc, right?
Yes,
you're a cheesehead by
choice.
I do,
of course.
Okay, what sticks out about Wisconsin versus all of the places that you've traveled before?
Well, I've been to all the states, but I've gotten to know people in Wisconsin, friendly, outgoing. I made a mistake years ago. I was in Madison, and I wasn't sure where I was going. And I was walking down the street. I had my car, but I was parked. And I asked this guy, I said, hey, could you tell me how I get to the such and such hotel? He said, sure, I can. Follow me. He didn't tell me. He said, I'll take you there. Now that is hospitality. That stuck with me all these years.
That is so Wisconsin.
That's
I
right.
love that.
That's right.
What else can we look forward to from the Department of Tourism this year? Kind of changing of the guard there. What's coming up?
Yes, so both Secretary Designee Sarah and I are new as of January. And like I said, we walked into a really amazing situation where things are very strong. So what we wanted to do was just take a look at where to from here. And I came with ideas, Sarah came with ideas, and everywhere I go, people have amazing ideas. And we don't have the funding, frankly, to do it all. And so the first step that we are taking is strategic planning. We're working with a company that has done strategic plans with other big states like Colorado and Oregon to basically get a sense of what's possible, where should we be putting our energy, and where should we not be putting our energy? What is the right role for the Department of Tourism? And we haven't really asked that question before, and we think now's the time to ask it. So we've been reaching out. Hopefully many of you in this room have had a chance to take the survey where we're asking these questions and had provided other ways for people to give input. So we're really trying to make an inclusive opportunity for people to speak up and just say, what's your vision and what's new for you? Where are we going? So we are expecting to be able to release that by the end of June, which if all goes well with the state budget, that'll coincide with it being released in July. And then I think we'll have some answers. We'll know where to from here. And I think things will just continue to keep getting better. And that's what's so exciting about being a part of this industry.
All right. I'll tell you what, I have a plan. Are we doing a song here with... Since we have this fantastic singer, I think we've done enough of the Q&A.
All right.
We should probably have Tony sing a song for us, huh?
Yes.
What do you say?
Sure.
Yes.
What do you want to
We're
hear?
kind of improv here. Tony, can you sing one with us?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
I know.
How
We
about
gotta
one of the
figure
old,
this one out
How about
here.
one of the old hits? Pick one. Ladies and gentlemen, while we're doing this, I just want to let you know, the Letterman, we just finished our 76th album. That's over 800 songs we've recorded in the last 55 years. Oh, hello. There I am. Hello, can you hear me? Yes. Sure, what do you want to do?
This one's called Put Your Head on My Shoulders.
Okay,
How's that sound? I don't know.
sure.
If we know how to play it, that's the real key right now.
This is a hit, but Paul Anka wrote this song. He was a friend of ours, and he had a hit with it in the late 50s. And when we started having hit records, he came to me and said, Tony, I need another $1 million. So why don't you record this song that I wrote called Put Your Head on My Shoulder? And we recorded it. We made another $1 million for Paul, the writer, in the mid-60s. Put your head on my shoulder. This is Paul Anka's key. Hold me in your arms, baby. Whisper soft to me. Tell me that you love me too. Ooh. Put your lips next to mine, dear. Won't you kiss me once, baby? Just a kiss goodnight, maybe. You and I will fall in love. Let's see what are the words here. Da, 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 da. A bridge. I don't think we ever sound the bridge. I'll make it up. The words that you understand.
There we go.
You touch of your hand. You holding me tight. I should get credit for writing the song. This is part of it. I understand. Put your head on my shoulder. Won't you kiss me once, baby? Say the words I long to hear, baby. You and I will fall in love.
Tony Vitale,
Tony
ladies
Vitale.
and gentlemen, amazing.
Thank you very much.
Oh, what a great...
Thank you so much. You're too kind. You're very kind. Thank you so much. What do we do now? Oh, here we are.
Those pipes have not lost a step, sir. Holy cow.
Well, you know, before I come on stage, wherever I am, I warm up.
Okay.
And this afternoon, I sound like this. Put your head on my shoulder. So I've warmed up a little bit.
Well, it worked.
Okay. What do we do now?
We're gonna give some awards out now.
Should I stay here?
You can if you'd like, sure.
Sure. What a nice crowd this is.
I tell you.
You are a wonderful audience. Thank you so very much. Whoa.
Thank you. What would you like to hear one more
I
song?
don't,
I'll tell you what.
I don't know how much they've had to drink. The more you drink, the better I sound. What song is it?
We saw in a YouTube video that Tony did this Frank Sinatra song, Got You Under My Skin.
Oh, sure.
This guy is like one of the best voices in the United States. You're privileged to hear him tonight, and so are we.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming here. It's amazing.
This is an old standard. I do this, I want to do this as a kind of a beat thing.
Like a
Yeah. I've got you under my skin. Can I stand on this? I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart, you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. Nobody. I've said to myself, this affair never would go so well. But why should I try to resist when, darling, I know so well I've got you under my skin. I've sacrificed anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of the warning voice. Right. Come to the night. The old guys know all the tricks that in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality. Wake up to reality. I'm not going to sit on his lap. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin. Now you call this the track. Yes, I've got you under my skin. One more time for the end. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Hello, buddy. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm just waiting to see what's going on next.
I'll tell you what, there was like no rehearsal, and that's when you're a pro. 3 pros up there. How good did that sound, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, Dick, are you coming up here to help me give out some awards now? Tony, would you like to stay?
No, I'll go back down.
Okay. One more time for Tony Butella.
Thank you very much.
Careful.
Whoa.
Like a cat. How cool was that, huh? All right. Coach,
Well,
you ready to go?
we're ready to go. We got some great awards. First of all, I want to thank Tony for doing this, for singing that, because it was totally unscripted. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because every one of you deserve the best, and you got the best tonight. Now we're going to meet the best of our local community. I mean, we're very proud of what we have to offer tonight. We got a big round of people that you're going to meet tonight that's done a lot for our community. But I'm going to leave Jeff introduced, who's going to be coming up next, to hand out the awards.
Okay. So you're going to be my Vanna. You're going to hand out the awards.
Yeah, you need the good-looking one.
All right. That's true. Yeah. Let's start with number 1, right?
You got it.
All right. That would be the Business Award. Please welcome from Sunshine Hospitality.
No, you first forget. These are notes.
Okay. Sorry. Please welcome Carly Haney and Jody McGuire.
You got her. They will take it from there.
I didn't rehearse either.
Thank you. Over the past few years, this award winner has shown what true perseverance in business looks like. A fire damaged one of his properties, taking it out of commission for nearly a year. On top of that, only a year and a half later, the same property suffered a roof collapse due to ice, snow, and rain. Despite this, the award winner continues coming back to be stronger and better than before. As an industry, we are proud to have a hotelier who works through hardships to put his guests and his community first. For his dedication to the business of tourism in central Wisconsin, we award Nick Battelle of Sunshine Hospitality Group, owner of Country Inn & Suites, Days Inn & Suites, and Super 8, with this year's Business Impact Award. Unfortunately, I heard that Nick could not be here tonight as he is busy putting out fires, hopefully not literally. So accepting the award on his behalf is Jim Krieger, General Manager of Days Inn & Suites. If you could please come to the stage.
On behalf of Nick, I'd want to thank everybody that went into this award, and he apologizes for not being here this evening, but I'm sure he will treasure this. Thank you.
Up next would be the Organization Awards. Please welcome Kent Perrin and Rebecca Bratton.
Known for their ability to build community and throw one heck of a party, our next winner has established many highly attended annual events, from filling the 400 block with chalk and lawn chairs, the skies with hot air balloons, or the air with great music and the intoxicating scent of barbecue ribs. This nonprofit organization has established family-friendly events and lasting memories for friends and visitors. Most of you here tonight have already attended such events as Balloon and Rib Fest, concerts on the square, Big Bull Falls Blues Fest, Chalk Fest, and many more. These events not only draw thousands of local attendees, but also attract many visitors from outside of central Wisconsin. We proudly present this year's Organization Impact Award to Wausau Events. Please welcome Wausau Events Executive Director, Madison Nowak.
All right, I'll give you guys a quick spiel. Hi, my name is Madison Nowak. I'm the new Executive Director at Wausau Events. And I just want to say it is incredible to be a part of such a wonderful community. I'm happy to be back here. It is my home, and it's amazing what we're doing here. I just want to, give a quick thank you to the Wausau executive directors before me and the board of directors before me as well. And let's see. I just want to say it's really unique to be a small instrument in what makes coming to the Wausau area a Midwest welcome, and I'm really excited to be a part of the organization and continue to grow it. So thank you guys so much for this.
Award number 3 is your Hometown Hero Award. Please welcome Nick Ockwick and Rebecca Bratton.
Prompted by the need for the International Wisconsin Ginseng Festival, this group began discussing an idea for a new Marathon County Park in 2017. The park highlights the 45 by 90 geographical marker, one of 4 in the world. This marker in Ponatuski is the only one of 4 that is easily accessible, with 2 being underwater and 1 being in a mountainous area of China. Where there used to be a sign near the road directing visitors to gaze a quarter mile into a cornfield, the committee took it upon themselves to contact the landowner, draw up an idea, assemble a budget, and raise the funds in a short time of 9 months. With community support and group members' determination, the park was raised, being touted as the skinniest park in Wisconsin, only 20 foot wide and a quarter-mile long. Since renovation, the park traffic has increased from 500 visitors a year to nearly 500 per month, attracting national, international, and state media recognition and visitors.
This year's Hometown Hero Impact Award goes to the organizers of the 4590 Park. Congratulations. And then if we could have the committee members please come up. We'll hold the applause to the end, but if the committee members could please come up and accept your awards and join us on stage. We've got Dave Mack, Becky Frisch, Lance Leonard, Dave Decker, Bill Duncanson, Jamie Polly, James Griesbach, Christopher Ferreri, and Richard Barrett. Please come up on stage. Let's give them all a round of applause. And also, part of this award, this Hometown Heroes Award, we can't have this award without, of course, we wouldn't have the 4590, the generous donation or the consideration of the landowners. So we'd also like to call up Francis and Sherry Schuler, who, again, allow us to have the land out there for the 4590. So if they could please come up. Another round of applause.
All right, well, thank you. We humbly accept this award. I think the Deputy Secretary said it best when we talked about the partnership that is tourism in the state of Wisconsin. I think this award sums that up. We have, from Marathon County government, it was our pleasure to work on this project, but it was far from us alone. We had numerous generous contributions from various private businesses, the landowners, the Schulers. We thank them for their help, and really, it's been a pleasure to work on this on behalf of Central Wisconsin, so thank you very much for the honor.
All right, up next would be the Individual Recognition Award. Please welcome Scott Legal and Nick Ockwick.
Thanks for getting it right, Jeff. Just so you know, there is a Game 7 tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I knew there would be some interested parties. The score is 2-1 Capitals. Whoops. Anywho. All right, so Individual Recognition Impact Award. This organization was formed in 1974, but it has roots all the way back to the 1920s. Over the past 4 years, they have partnered with the Badger State Games to host 5 tournaments per year, attracting 16 teams per tournament each year. And this is generating over $4 million of economic impact per year. During their 45 years of existence, they have produced multiple junior and college players, become one of the premier associations in the state, and hosted multiple events attracting players, parents, and fans from every corner of the state. The Individual Recognition Impact Award goes to Marathon County Youth Hockey. Please welcome Marathon County representing President Duke DeBile, Registrar Kathy Garum, and Co-Tournament Director Chris Tronto. And I knew that you guys were having struggles on who was going to give the speech, so I brought straws. I'm kidding.
Oh, I was going to pick it. First of all, I'd like to give thanks to the little old winemaker for giving us the courage to come up here. And also, when I tell my mom tonight I gave a speech and the mayor was here, she is not going to believe me. So we put together a little speech real quick and just a couple of things that people we want to thank. And then, first of all, we're here on a much bigger scale, a lot of people behind us. So we'd like to say that we're honored to be able to accept this award from the CVB, because that's a mouthful to say everything. So, and we're happy to accept it on behalf of the whole Marathon County Hockey Program and its directors. And of course, we wouldn't be here at all if it wasn't for the dedication of the parents and the kids that make the hockey program possible. So, lastly, it's our continuing goal to keep to grow our hockey program and expand our tournaments and increase the number of athletes and families to visit our beautiful city and see all that it has to offer. And in closing, all of us up here and the entire Marathon County Youth Program accept this award, and we're very happy, and go War Jacks. Oh, and Bull Falls. Thank you.
Nicely done. Up next, I believe we're up to Community Recognition Award, Sports Authority Advisory Committee, founding members, all members. Please welcome Kent Perrin, Rebecca Bratton, Carly Haney, and Jody McGuire.
Okay, for the Community Recognition Impact Award. This group was formed in the late 2010, and over the past year it has prospered in attracting more and more visitors every year. It all started with one hockey tournament called the Midwest Freeze, done in conjunction with 3 competitive organizations. Within 3 years, it grew to the largest hockey tournament in the state of Wisconsin, and in 2011, it became its own Badger State Games. This was a high-risk venture purchase out of bankruptcy and is now one of the top 4 states' games in the country. The growth and the visitors grew from a few hundred participants to over 40,000 participants, totaling 90,000 visitors within family and friends, with the credit of this group, sports-minded individuals. The astounding fact that needs to be known is that since the start of the Central Wisconsin Sports Authority and the guidance of this advisory committee, the economic impact has brought the community over $120 million. This $120 million is over an 8-year period.
We would like to recognize the Central Wisconsin Sports Authority Advisory Committee as tonight's Community Recognition Impact Award winners. We're going to start by inviting the founding members to the stage, so if you could please hold your applause to the end. If you're here tonight, Vicki Bauman, Jeff Dirks, Clark Eckhoff, Dale Elliott, Guy Ott, Greg Harvey, Dan Hine, Leanne Kitchell, Peter Kinetic, Brian Krieger, Brent Madsen, Dan Mortensen, Aaron Mull, Gayleen Roden, Mark Thuat, James Tipple, Corey Tomczyk, Randy Winters, Dick Barrett, and Darren Schaefer.
As chair of the Sports Authority, first of all, Scott Legal, would you call for a roll call, please? All right. My job for the last 10 years has been pretty cool. First of all, I have to keep the meetings to an hour every lunch for every quarter. So you only got an hour to talk, okay? The Sports Authority came to life 10 years ago. Randy Winters and I were talking at dinner. It seems like it's been a long time before that. But 10 years ago, a bunch of people got together and decided that sports was something that we really wanted to go after in this community. And it has just absolutely evolved. And can the rest of you guys that are on our committee stand up, all of the people that are on our committee right now, or are they all up here? Nope, there's other people out there. So I stole your thunder. There's more programming? Okay. All right. Well, once again, I'd like to just thank all the founding committee members and all the other committee members and our great CVB for helping us. I always ask Dick every meeting, seriously, do we have the money? And he always says yes. So that's a great thing to have when you have money behind you. And thank to all the municipalities out there that are helping us create the Sports Authority. Thank you very much.
All right, so Dale's tried to steal my thunder, but I get to announce the Sports Authority current advisory committee members. Again, please hold your applause till the end. Robert Milkey, Ryan Troy, Michael Sonby, Brian Graff, Scott Legal, Nick Ockwig, Dan Ferenza, Mike Pernsteiner, Brian Miller, Jim Sekel, and Zach Zebro. You guys have awards. Please come up to the stage.
What a save! Jenga! Are we taking one more picture? When we have to get together. More? Somebody gonna say something? Here, I'm not an award winner. No, we just need a picture.
We have a lot of people up here, and as you can tell, it's unrehearsed. But we want to see the scope of the people involved in our community that has helped us grow the sport industry in central Wisconsin. You know, as you can see, many of the founding members are actually still on our board, which means after almost 10 years now, these people have dedicated a lot of time and effort and advice to help us grow this great sports industry. But I couldn't be more proud of everyone that's on the stage because everyone has participated, everyone has helped, and we want to have continued success. Thank you.
Okay, we're doing this for
25 years of emceeing stuff. I've never had somebody pretend to drop an award before, so congratulations on that. Now it's time to give out the Ambassador Award. Please welcome to the stage Ann Sayers and Dick Barrett, who's already on the stage.
Okay, this is a huge honor. In recognition of being a resident who has chosen Manitowoc, Wisconsin to reside and who has traveled the entire world for over 58 years, this person kept the fire alive. Audiences entertained with over 200 performances per year. It is our pleasure to be able to recognize at our Central Wisconsin Tourism Awards banquet the originator of the Letterman. On behalf of all of us here tonight and for all of those around the state of Wisconsin, we present Tony Butala the 2019 Ambassador Impact Award.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wow, what an honor. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here and to accept this wonderful award. Oh, they spelled my name right. This will go on my mantle at a top place on my award shelf. It means a lot to me, a very sentimental and very sincere award, because for the last, as I said, almost 20 years now, this has been my home. Even though I've traveled around the world, I still feel so much more comfortable here. The people are wonderful, friendly, nice, and thank you for being my family.
What a great job these guys have done. Hey, can you all stand up and help us sing along one song? I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. Dick, can you sing along? And I knew if I had my chance. You can't leave the stage yet. Get back up here. I could make those people dance and maybe they'd be happy for a while. February made me shiver, especially in Wisconsin, with every paper I delivered. Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride, but something touched me deep inside the day the music died. Tony, can you sing it along? They were singing, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Do you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells me so. Do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him. When I saw you dancing in the gym, you both kicked off your shoes. Well, I dig those rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage bronc and buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck. I knew I was out of luck the day the music dry. Everybody's singing along. They were singing, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Now for 10 years we've been on our own. Moss grows fat on a rolling stone, but that's not how it used to be. When the jesters sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean, in a voice that came from you and me. Hey Vicky, come on the stage. While the king was looking down, the jester stole his stormy crown. The courtroom was adjourned. And while Lennon read a book on Marx, the quartet practiced in the park. We sang dirges in the dark the day the music died. Jeff Taylor, here we go, singing. Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. Yeah, this'll be the day that I die. Everybody, they were singing, bye, bye, I miss American pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
All right.
Tony Batalla, the king of rock and roll. Yay.
Tell you what, all those years of karaoke finally came in handy.
Thanks, Mitch.
One more round of applause for Mitch. I would just a quick thank you. Thank you so much. 25 years here in Wausau. It has become my home. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dick, for inviting me out here.
Thank you very
Good night,
much.
everybody.
Wait, we got a special gift for everybody tonight. Thank you, Mr. Patala. I always call him Patula, but Patala. We have a signed CD for everybody that's here tonight as you walk off the thing. And I thank Tony for that great gift. He's a wonderful person. I've known him for 25 years, and I just love the man. He's great. I love the entertainment he does. And by the way, I even have his albums programmed into my car. And my wife had to listen to it for about a whole year because our radio was broke for a while. But anyway, thank you. And thank you very much for everybody coming tonight. We enjoyed it. We don't want to keep you out too much longer because who knows the boogeyman by coming. And also, John probably wants to get his other aircrafts back in this building for the night. I thank everybody. I thank all our sponsors, and I thank everybody in this community for a wonderful evening and a wonderful time and being a wonderful association with all of us. Thank you.